an entire weekend to think about what remarks I was going to make here this morning. A long time. I guarantee you I went over this matter in my mind 100 times or more about what I was going to say this morning. I've been up here for 30 seconds now, and I already know what's going to come out in a different way. Your verdict at the first stage of the trial is important to note. It's important to note what was said by the state of Texas. Because if you take the emotion out of their emotion, there's really very little left. They want you to base your verdict on emotion. The family's not going to get to see a cop down anymore. We know that. It's a tragedy. We've acknowledged that. We've talked to you about that. There is no change there. Your verdict won't change that. It can't change that. You were talked to at the jury selection phase of the trial about whether or not you give fair consideration to the idea of probation, discussing a probation for someone who's been convicted of the offense of manslaughter. And each and every one of you said you could give fair consideration to that concept. And that presupposes that someone's life has been taken. And it presupposes that person isn't going to be with us anymore. That their family's going to miss them. It presupposes there's been a tragedy overlaid over the facts of the case. Which is exactly what we have here. A tragedy that will never be changed. And prosecutors were very defensive about the fact that we were going to ask you for probation on this case. That's because they know that that's really what this case is worth. But they want you to do something else. So, look at your verdict at the first stage of the trial. You found that Aaron did not act intentionally. You found that he did not act knowingly. You found that he did not intend for there to be a death resulting from his actions. Your verdict said you felt he acted recklessly, which is a much lower culpable state of mind than intentional or knowing. You know from the facts of the case that this case was not premeditated. There was no malice involved. There was no forethought involved. Remember the state stressing to you during closing arguments how fast this matter happened? That is a very important fact for you to consider in your deliberations at this phase of the trial. How quickly that decision had to be made. Aaron Gein is literally being judged for a second of his life today. And he's being judged under man's law, not God's law. We're talking about eye for an eye. I'm not sure exactly what that was meant to convey to you during questioning of our witnesses. But we're not here about God's law. We're here about man's law. And man's law is contained in the court charge that John did. We're not here about money damages. That's for the civil court down the street. You heard there's a matter pending down there regarding this. This is about what is a fair and just verdict under the facts of this case and this case alone. What is the fair thing to do here? It's not a weighing or a balancing contest between the Carr family and the Dean family. It's not who's worth more. The judge doesn't tell you that in the court's charge. It's about what is the fair and just thing to do under the facts of this case. On the questionnaire that you filled out before trial, asking you about the three goals of punishment at the criminal justice system. Those three goals are the three purposes of punishment are punishment itself, rehabilitation, and deterrence. Those are the three things that you are to consider as jurors in the case. You would ask which of those is more important to you, punishment, rehabilitation, or deterrence. And the answers from the group of you vary. But if you are talking about punishment, what is he being punished for? There was a life lost, tragically. But Aaron was working in the line of duty as a police officer, as a law enforcement officer. He didn't take it upon himself to go hunt someone down that had wronged him before, or knowingly place someone in a dangerous situation waiting for him to spring a trap on them. He was trained by the Fort Worth Police Department. He was hired by the Fort Worth Police Department. He was assigned by the Fort Worth Police Department. He was dispatched out there that night in the line of duty. And his testimony to you was that he was protecting himself and his partner. So, what are we going to punish him for? Yes, there was a life taken. That's true. But look at how these things happen. Look at the chain of events that set it all up. What is he culpable for? He didn't plan this thing. He didn't set out that night. He didn't get up that morning and go down to the police, go down to the headquarters and get his assignment with anything like this in mind. He was trained in the Fort Worth Police Department Academy to eliminate a threat. So, keep that in mind, please. Secondly, rehabilitation. What are we going to rehabilitate Aaron from? We've heard by your verdict, he'll never be a police officer again. This situation is never going to repeat itself. He'll have to move on and find some other form of employment, which he's done as best he can. He's probably the person least in need of rehabilitation that's ever sat in a defendant's chair. Because he's a God-fearing, law-abiding citizen of our county. Yeah, Dr. Clayton came in here and said he was narcissistic. We saw all those things placed on the board. Dr. Clayton had a very isolated opinion about Aaron Dean. 3 other psychologists disagreed with him. He was hired by the Fort Worth Police Department. Dr. Clayton didn't follow Aaron around the church. He didn't follow Aaron around in the choir. He didn't follow Aaron around in engineering school on his physics degree. Dr. Clayton said he could fly a commercial airliner. At least that's how I took it. Which tells you the subjectivity of the discipline of psychology. Dr. Clayton had a very isolated opinion of Aaron Dean. Look at the opinion of the people that know him best. Of course his family's going to testify. That's who he spends most of his time around. He's a family man. He's very involved with his family. Is that wrong? Most of you try to make it seem like that's wrong to be a family man, to be around your family. To be in church with your family. It's not wrong. That's not a bad trait that Aaron has. That's a good trait. He had an isolated incident as a late teenager in college. You heard that Aaron was homeschooled. You heard that the purpose of the homeschool club was to help people socially adapt to college and the college environment. Is Aaron going to be judged for one isolated instance in his youth? And one, no doubt, he's deeply embarrassed about, and has been since that day. A teenage mistake. You know, if there had been anything else in his background, speaking of people that didn't testify here, if there had been anything else in his background, they could have brought it to you. There are 190 prosecutors and 60-some investigators in that office could have brought it to you. You can hear about it like that. They could have brought you police officers. If he had messed up anything in training, they could have brought those officers to you, and they didn't. Detective Dugan came to testify because he and Aaron developed a friendship while they were riding around that squad car together. A friendship that they carried on after this event. Detective Dugan told you Aaron is deaf, as you would expect a Christian man. Deterrence? What about deterrence? One thing prosecutors like to argue at the punishment phase of a trial is that the jury has to send a message. You've got to send a message to the community. You've got to send a message that this type of thing isn't tolerated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, you have to be very, very careful of the message that you're going to send. Because in addition to the folks here in this courtroom, this case is being followed region-wide. Police officers that have been here, and police officers that are watching, need to know that when they leave, and their families need to know, that when they leave for work in the morning, that they can follow their training. They can defend themselves. Your verdict must walk a very fine line between what you believe Aaron Bean did and what other police officers in the same or similar circumstance might do. Because this situation, this exact situation, is extremely isolated event.
No, it's not.
It's a one-of-a-kind accident.
No, it's not.
Your message needs to be tailored. If there is a message, it needs to be tailored to this event. The policing, the training, the methods involved, those are out of Aaron's control. You heard Judge Gallagher's in charge of appropriations in this court. Judge Gallagher's in charge of the terms and conditions. And you can trust Judge Gallagher to make sure that this matter is followed up on. Make sure that he knows everything that there is to know about what's going on with his probation. And Judge Gallagher can tailor the terms and conditions. He could take and put Aaron in jail for the weekend on the anniversary of this event, so that Aaron never forgets, which he won't anymore. Judge Gallagher can order Aaron to sit down with administration from the Fort Worth Police Department and the other academies and help them develop training curriculum so the situation never repeats itself. Aaron Dean can be an asset for law enforcement. He can follow every other term and condition of probation that Judge Gallagher has set out for. Punishment, rehabilitation, and deterrence do not include the term revenge.